afternoon, everybody. My name is Leanne Chuboff, and I am the Vice President of Technical Affairs at SQF. You are participating in the first-time attendee pre-event digital seminar. This is sponsored by Mérieux NutriSciences, one of our SQF Unites sponsors. So thank you very much to Mérieux. We have Maya on on the call to share some insights with you as well. So our goal today is to go through some of the things that we think you can do in order to start preparing for SQF Unites. So next slide. What I want to do right now, the next slide. Think is introduce everybody. Yes, absolutely. So we're going to start with our own introductions. And then later on, we'll ask you to chat in where you are and who you are with. But just to get you prepared, there's the chat and the QA button at the bottom of the Zoom. But I'll start with introductions. My name is Leanne Chuboff. I'm the Vice President of Technical Affairs at SQF. Before we start with all the other introductions, I just really want everybody to think about what is the one thing that either you're excited about or really excited from past SQF conferences so that you can push it forward to this conference. And I'll start. I'm really excited about the energy. I just love walking around the conference and seeing people. I just got a chat from somebody that was like, "Hey, Leanne," and I'm like, "Hey, Ellen," so I cannot wait to meet each and every one of you. You guys, this is your first time, or see and hear from everybody else. So to me, the energy of the conference is what I am really excited about. So I'm going to pass it on to Carson Lee. Carson, want to introduce yourself and tell me one thing that excites you about SQF Unites? Oh, we can't hear you though, Carson. Good time to check our mics as well. So,
Well, I can go while Carson Lee figures that out.
okay. Thanks, Cole.
My name is Cole Caston. This will also be my first time attending the conference in person. I've worked on this conference for the past few years, but I'm excited to see everything finally come in place and see all the attendees.
Maya, why don't you go since Carson's still figuring out?
Hi, everyone. It's nice to be here with you today. My name is Maya. I'm the Business Development Manager at Mérieux NutriSciences. I'm responsible for our auditing and certification services in North America. What I loved the most about the SQF conference was the interactive sessions, networking with others, and then stopping by vendors' booths.
And I think my sound
Stephanie.
is working now. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh,
Stephanie.
Carson, go ahead. Oh, yeah, you're working. Yay.
Yay! Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Carson Lee. I manage the SQF Unites app, which I'm super excited to share about today. My favorite part of the conference is always the amazing education sessions, and I'll hand it over to Stephanie.
Hi, everybody. My name is Stephanie Sonneveld. I'm on the business development team here at SQFI, and I also do some support the technical team with some project work. For me, the SQF Unites conference is always the highlight of the year. One of my favorite parts is the roundtables, otherwise known as speed dating. So you can look forward to that. Make sure you join that session, and I will see you there.
I think I'm last. So
Yes.
I'm Tammy Van Buren. I'm the compliance manager with SQFI. I've been to a lot of conferences for SQF. First as a practitioner, and then the last several working for SQF. My favorite part of the conferences, well, first of all, conference week is my favorite week of the year. So that tells you how exciting that is. And so my favorite part is just being in person with everybody, start to finish, certification body meeting, all the way to the town hall at the end. I just love hanging out with everybody. So I look forward to seeing you all there. please come up and say hello to me so I can put a name to a face.
And then what we want to do now, with the next slide, if you guys can just chat in your name, maybe where you are, and something that you're looking forward to at SQF Unites. And I already had some folks chatting in already, looking forward to edition 10. Yes, we certainly have a lot of sessions on edition 10 and dedicated to edition 10. So we are really excited to share with you the next edition with our SQF food safety program. So we are really, really excited to share with you guys. We have everybody from, I say, coast to coast. We have Chicago, that's where I am. We have California and Kansas City, Canada. We got somebody for you, Stephanie. Canada, Nova Scotia, a couple folks from Canada, Quebec. Wowee, lots of Canadians here. So Stephanie is also in Canada, so that's amazing. Yes. Great. And we have somebody from the great state of North Carolina looking forward about food safety auditing, industry, and food safety. Also, maybe some jobs and career in terms of jobs and career experience. So that is awesome as well. Yes. Food safety, networking with food safety professionals. I think a lot of people are really looking forward to seeing everybody and networking. I think we're going to have about 800 people ready for this conference. So we're going to have 800 people ready to network, talk about edition 10. I have some folks here who are scholarship award winners, as well as finalists for our SQF Excellence Award. So what a great group. Also have people from SQF. So this, Coles, you're not the only one that's going to be the first timer from SQF. So this is amazing. You guys, I think you guys should just start your own working group with first timers right here and meet up at SQF at the bar. Yeah. Okay, next slide. Let's do it. We can get moving and give you some ideas of what we're going to talk about tonight or today. So Maya is going to discuss what are some things that you can do in order to get the most out of your learning sessions and the networking at SQF Unites. Carson Lee is going to walk you through the app. So make sure you have your phone ready because really she does such a good job. You're going to have it all ready to go after this call. You're going to be ready to go with the app. And so then when you get ready to go, look me up and then send me a friend request on the app, or it's friend or message or contact request, something. But look me up and then do that for everybody on here. And then all of a sudden you've got 5 fast friends right now. So and then Tammy will talk to you about the knowledge swaps and roundtables. And Stephanie's going to get more into those tips and tricks about attending conferences. I know some of you already know a lot of this stuff, but we want to share some of the safety, personal safety, as well as what you want to do to make yourself most comfortable. Next slide. So at SQF Unites, it says over 700 attendees, and that is the truth. I know the last we checked, we were at like 780 attendees. So right now, I don't have a pulse exactly the number, but I think by the time we get to conference, it'll be about 800 attendees. There will be over 50 exhibitors. So everybody from Mérieux to food safety providers. So we have our certification bodies and other providers that can offer solutions to you and your food safety. So if you're a site, I'm sure your CB will be here. Look them up. This is an opportunity for you to really face-to-face connection with the certification body. So take advantage of that opportunity and what our exhibit hall has to offer for you. Walk around. It's a great way to find out new things and really meet our exhibitors. And just really, in a sense, the exhibitors is what makes our show, makes the wheels spin, right? Because we need the sponsorships, we need the the exhibitors to really support our conference altogether. So stop by, say hi, see what they have to offer. We will have 15 breakout sessions, and these breakout sessions are about 45 minutes long, and those are the ones where you're going to get insights and in-depth on edition 10 topics, as well as recalls. I know Stephanie's leading a session on recalls lessons learned, and we have all ones on pest control. So a lot are on edition 10, but we also have them on just basic food safety topics. Knowledge swaps and round tables. Those are, Tammy's going to talk a little bit more about those, but those are just intense discussions with your peers. So again, take advantage of that. And so many different topics that we have. Our main stage sessions, I'm really looking forward to our main stage sessions. One session is about, it's from two podcasters. They're food safety podcasters, and they run a podcast called Risky or Not. So if you love podcasters, download this. They are about 10-minute sessions, and they take everyday situations, and they determine if it's risky or not. So listeners chat in and they send in all these different scenarios. One about, can I eat moldy berries, or can I drop something on the floor and pick it up and eat it? So they put the science behind it. So anyways, take a quick peek at that podcast in order to prepare for the session, and you'll be able to hopefully maybe submit your own risky or not scenario. So take a look at that. Your breakfasts and lunches are all part of the conference package. So you will have breakfast and lunch available, as well as in the social events, a lot of heavy appetizers, and just bottom line, you're not going to go hungry or thirsty at SQF Unites. So take advantage of all of that. Next slide. And there's a question in the chat that talks about the Food Defense and Emergency Management class, and that is sold out. However, we do have a wait list, so you can put your name down on the wait list in case something does open up. But I do believe it's been sold out. We expanded it, and then that got sold out. But put your name in the wait list, and then we can see if it is or not. And maybe when Tammy or whoever, or Carson Lee starts talking, I can go and check to see exactly. So I'll get back to you and see about that. The one thing that's very popular is the SQF Town Hall. And this is the last session at SQF Unites. And SQF Unites, this is a main stage session, and it's when all of SQF staff is available to ask any questions. Just the sky's the limit with any question, and we'll do our best to respond to the questions that come in on edition 10, on the database, on any recalls, our training, even on some of our credentials, like the certified SQF practitioner credentials. So we're really excited for the town hall. This is one of our favorite events, and I know attendees' favorite events. And Kirsten Lee's going to walk you through the app, but you're able to put your question in right through the app. So even now you can put it in, because I literally just put in a question about it just to see if it's working. So I already put a question in the app. So feel free, once you download the app, you can start asking questions as well. Okay, next slide. And one thing that I did want to point out, we have some of the recipients on this call today. But this is a really fantastic honor. So the FMI Foundation, who FMI is our parent organization at SQF, the FMI Foundation every year works with SQF to identify 15 scholarship recipients. And these scholarship recipients receive a stipend, they receive some money, but they also receive a travel voucher and registration to the SQF conference. So this year, 13 of these recipients will be attending SQF Unites, and they will be identified with a ribbon on their badge so that you all will be able to see them. And this is an opportunity to engage with them. This could be potentially their first conference. It may or may not be, but this is definitely their first SQF Unites. So reach out to them and talk to them about food safety careers and pathways they should consider. And this scholarship was set up to create an awareness about food safety auditing, because hopefully 10 years from now, we'll be able to see these faces registered as SQF auditors. That's the objective. Is we wanted to make auditing an awareness of auditing as a career, and that's the objective of this scholarship. So definitely have a lot of great potential with these 15 people. And I know, I thought we had one on the award winners, but we don't, but that's okay. The SQF Excellence and Awards, we have some of those individuals participating here, and they will be, the award winners will be identified on day one. So you guys stand by for that. Next. Okay, I think that is Stephanie. Oh no, Maya, sorry. Maya?
Thanks, Leanne. So I've attended SQF Unites in the past, and I can honestly say it stands out as one of the best conferences I've ever been to. I walked away with a network of industry professionals who have since become great resources for me. Because those connections provided such significant value, my goal today is to provide you with the strategies to ensure you gain the same level of ROI from your time here. Tips for learning and networking well. Plan your objectives. What do you want to get out of the conference? Whether it's gaining knowledge on food safety trends, networking with industry peers, or discovering new technologies, have clear goals in mind. Stay open to learning. Approach the conference with an open mind. Be ready to absorb new information, perspectives, and ideas. This openness will maximize your learning experience. Engage and participate. Don't be a passive attendee. Engage with speakers, ask questions, and participate in discussions. The more you interact, the more value you'll gain. Network with purpose. Use networking opportunities to your advantage. Introduce yourself, exchange business cards, and connect with professionals who share your interests. These connections can lead to valuable collaborations. If you are looking for a new certification body, meet with their teams at the booth to gauge who you want to work with and what their process is for scheduling, auditor competency, and data analytics. Take meaningful notes, carry a notebook, or use your computer to jot down insights and some action items. These notes will help you remember and apply key points in your work. Thank you.
All right, hello again, everyone. I'm super excited to talk about the app today. So this is a screenshot of what you'll see once you're in the app. This is the home screen of our app. Why download the app? The app is full of a lot of information. So the app houses the full conference agenda with room locations. You're also able to build a personalized agenda. So kind of back to the question we had in the chat of like, there are concurrent sessions at the conference. So if you know already kind of what you're gonna have to maybe miss this year and what you definitely don't wanna miss, you can kind of build out that personalized agenda for yourself so you can keep track of what you are doing every day. We have a super cool interactive expo map, which is a great way to either kind of record which booths you visited, or some people also use it to kind of create like a game plan for which booths they want to see. We also have a lot of practical information in the app, so the Wi-Fi password, maps, emergency information, resources, things like that. And of course, we can also submit questions for the town hall through the app, and that is open right now, so feel free to click the orange button and submit a question anytime leading up to the conference. So on the next slide, we're going to get started on how to access the app. I'm also dropping in the chat right now a link to our amazing app page. All the information we're going to cover today is also on this webpage, so no need to take screenshots or worry that you're missing something. I'll also go ahead and leave my email in the chat, and I'd love to help you if you run into any problems. But with that said, these are the basic app instructions for how to access the app. One kind of thing I like to bring up is you might see FMI on a lot of our app materials. SQF is a subdivision of FMI. So if you see FMI or FMI, the Food Industry Association, you are in the right app. So you will see SQF Unites soon, but you might see FMI first. So right here, we have the QR code for the app. You're welcome to scan that with your phone, but you can also just search events at FMI in the Google Play or Apple Store. The app will pop up easily either way. Once you have the app downloaded, you will see several conference options at the bottom. And again, you're just going to click SQF Unites. We do not log into the app. We create a new account because our app is locked down just for attendees. So we're all going to create a new account for 2026. To create an account, all you're going to need is the event code, which is kind of like our secret code to keep the app just for all of us this year. It's very easy to remember. It is 2026 SQF, but it'll also be on flyers on site. And again, it's on that app webpage. So no worries if you do forget it. We have it in multiple places. And then after you enter that, it's very similar to the setup of most other apps you've probably downloaded. It's going to ask for your name and email address. It does not need to be the email address that's linked to your registration or to anything else. It can be whatever email address is easiest for you to access while you're on site at the conference. And then completing the app user profile, the app will probably ask you for basic permissions. So this is things like, do you want to download slides on Wi-Fi or data, but very similar to most apps, so shouldn't be hard. But again, if you run into any issues, we'd love to help. And on the next slide, we've covered most of these, but just a few quick app reminders. The event code is not your password. It's just that secret code to keep the app for attendees only, since we are sharing contact information with each other sometimes, and also slides for presentations and other information like that. When you create an account, you do get sent your password. The way our app works is it's just going to keep you logged in the whole conference, so you won't really need that password. But if for any reason you wanted to also log in on an iPad or another device, you can always search your email and find that password. If you have any issues with that, feel free to send me an email. Another great resource is this email address, which will give you, and I'm adding it in the chat right now, but education@fmi.org is staffed by a whole team of people, so your questions can get answered quickly on the app. And again, the mobile app page is the best place to go if you have app questions that are more kind of user related, not so much technical or login related. So we have many common FAQs with fun videos on that page. And then just a reminder that there is a lot of information in the app. So I definitely recommend logging in before you're on site to take full advantage of everything that's there. And then on the next slide, we're going to see, this is also, again, we covered it and it's in the app, but if you'd like to put in a question right now, this is also the QR code that'll take you straight to submitting a question for the town hall. Also in the app on the next slide is our Wi-Fi information, I believe. And again, this is saved in the app, so you don't need to write this down right now, but just to let you know that we do have Wi-Fi accessible on site, and it is sponsored by Intertech Alchemy.
All right, I think it is my turn. So, knowledge swaps, roundtables, learning sessions. What is up with all those different things that we keep talking about? So, just so that you're in the know, knowledge swaps are kind of like small groups where we get together and we talk about things that we have in common. So, they are facilitated discussions, and they are divided out by food sector categories. So when you get on site, we'll have some signage telling you what room. You can check in the app to see what room your food sector category is going to meet in. There will be a facilitator there who will help you. There is no AV, there's no presentation. probably not even a microphone. It's just people gathering together who are going to talk about some common issues, concerns, best practices, and the discussion is led by someone that's either an auditor or a certification body, someone that is familiar with the industry. And so you'll be able to, just have an open forum. And we'll do that on 2 days. So there's one on day one, there's one on day two. And that will allow you to either go to the same one so you can continue the discussion on day two, or you can go to different ones if, for example, you have multiple food sector categories. So you could go to 2 different days, and that's okay. We're not taking attendance. Round tables, as Stephanie said, we refer to that as SQF speed dating. So it's also one of my favorite times at the conference. And so that's where you literally come into the big room and you go find a round table with 10 chairs around it. Each table will have a different topic. Someone had put in the chat, is there going to be a map? Yes, there will be a map because we're going to have 40 different tables. So 40 topics for you to find out more about edition 10 specific changes. So if you want to hear more about the changes we made to environmental monitoring, I'm going to have 2 tables for that because I think a lot of people will want to know about those changes. But each table, again, will have a moderator. They're going to present the changes to you on that particular topic. And then after about 10 minutes of discussion, I'm going to say switch, and you get to find a new table, a new topic that you want to talk about. There will be the map, as Carson Lee says, will be in the app. It will also be up on the large screens in the main room as well. So you can quickly locate the topic or strategize ahead of time and know which topics you want to go to so that you can quickly grab a seat at the table. And then those learning sessions, Leanne alluded to those earlier. They are 45-minute educational presentations. There are speakers. Some of them are panels. So lots of opportunities, lots of topics. I think we have 15 of them, 14, I think. I think we had one that we had to scratch, I think, but that's okay. We still have 14 great topics, and there will be slides. There will be opportunity for Q&A at the end or throughout the session. There are, the sad part, and some of you have alluded to that in the chat here. How do I pick? There's typically 3 going on at one time. So, and I'm just going to tell you, Stephanie's got a session that she's participating in. So she will fight to get people into her session. I have a session, so I'm going to tell you my session's the best session. Leanne's got one. So, so look, read the session descriptions, decide which ones. Unfortunately, those are not recorded. That was a question someone posted. We do not record those. However, the slides for all the presentations will be in the app. So you can download the slides if, for example, there's 2 sessions going on at the same time and you want to see it, both of them. And I'm just going to tell you, sometimes we do webinars later in the year for some of the more popular sessions. So if there's one that you missed, please let us know. And we'll, try to make sure that you get, get all the information that you need. Okay. So that's it, I think, on knowledge swaps, roundtables, and learning sessions. All right, I'm going to hand it off to Stephanie. She's going to tell us how to keep safe.
Hi again, everybody. I'm just going to walk you through a few slides to ensure that you make the most of the conference and also stay safe while you're there. So, your safety, of course, is our first priority. I sound like an airline attendant, but it is. And a few, reminders. And again, we're all food safety people here, so we know how important it is to wash your hands, but I'm going to say it anyways. Wash your hands, wash them a lot, wash them well. But a lot of people in a small area, well, it's a big area, but still a lot of people. Obviously, if you cough or you sneeze, we really appreciate it if you cover up. And if you're not feeling well, just, stay in your hotel room until, you're feeling a bit better. As far as safety is concerned, please stay alert, stay aware of your surroundings. Don't leave anything just similar to an airport. Don't leave anything unattended. Very, very important that while you're at the conference and in the building, you wear your badge to show that you're registered and that you should be there. But if you're going to leave the building for your own safety, we recommend or we ask that you take off your badge. Because, leaving the building with your badge on makes you very identifiable as a person as an out-of-towner or perhaps a tourist. And so for your own personal safety, take off that badge when you leave the facility. And when you leave, leave with a group, have a buddy. Probably best not to be walking around on your own if you don't know, if you're new to the city. Let's see what else is on my cheat sheet here. I have my own cheat sheet. I guess the next would be just about in case of emergency, always, be aware of your surroundings, know where the exits are. And then if there is some sort of incident or emergency, follow signage and listen to any overhead announcements. And I think that's it for that slide, Cole. Thank you. Okay, take a look at this hotel. Come on, isn't that gorgeous? If you haven't looked at the hotel website yet, I really recommend you do. It looks like there's so many cool little places to sit and chat and eat and drink and walk around. So make sure that you check it out and make the most of it while you're there. So on this slide, we have the address, we have the hotel phone number. I believe one of the questions in the chat earlier was how easy is it to get to the hotel from the airport? I don't actually know that answer. I've never been to St. Louis myself personally, but 14 miles away, so that doesn't seem so bad. If you drive a mile a minute, that's 15 minutes, but so maybe slightly longer than that. So there is parking at the hotel. It's valet parking, and but there are options for public parking of varying rates around the hotel. And of course, like I said, take a look at the website and familiarize yourself. Let's see. I think that's it for this slide, Cole. Thank you. Okay, so some helpful tips for making sure that you're comfortable while you're there. So the weather at this time of year is high 60s and low 40s. So that's Fahrenheit. So if you're Canadian like myself, I think that's more like low teens to single digits. But the point is that the weather can change. And from what I've heard about St. Louis is even though these are the average temperatures, that doesn't necessarily mean that that's what it's going to be. It could be even warmer or even cooler. So, pack accordingly. Very important that you are comfortable. So the attire is, business casual, but more importantly, you want to be comfortable. So we recommend that you dress in layers because it could be very cool in the session rooms or it could be very warm. So you want to have the option to put on a sweater if you need it or take it off if you're too hot. And also, I can't stress this enough, shoes. So important to wear comfortable shoes. My very first time attending SQF Unites, I wore the wrong shoes and I paid for it for about a week. And so look good, but please, please feel good. That's very important. Oh, and a very important note, the social events are casual and they're outside. So what did I say earlier? I said, what did I say? 40s at night or, the single digits in Celsius. So, you're going to need some warmer clothes. So business cards, I think somebody mentioned it earlier that you want to make the most of those networking opportunities. So make sure you have your business cards on you, either physical or digital. And so don't do what I always do is on the plane realize, oh, I forgot my business cards at home. So don't do that. And bring a portable phone charger if you have one. There's not going to be banks of outlets at your disposal for charging your phone. So charge up your phone at night and bring your portable phone charger. So that, again, you can use the app to its fullest and chat with people and take pictures and do all the wonderful things that you want to do when you're at the conference. I think that's it for that. We're at Q&A. I think. Yeah. So there's been lots of activity in the Q&A in the chat. And so that's great. And I've noticed that Tammy and Leanne and everybody's kind of been answering the questions as we go.
One question that came up is what's the attire for SQF Unites? And from my experience, it's business casual to casual, so it really, I think what Stephanie said is, I don't want to say be comfortable because it's not like pajamas and slippers kind of a conference, but it is casual to business casual on that end. So that's how I would do it, and emphasize the layers because conferences just get cold. The rooms, they set the room for so many people, and when you first walk in, it's going to be cold until people walk in, and then the body heat warms the temp. So they don't want to fluctuate those rooms so much, and so just dress in layers is what I said. One of the other questions that came in is the social. Cole, do you want to talk? The social event is like a sailing theme, or is that it? Yeah. And he said nautical, so like a sailing, like
Sorry, I'm
water
fighting with
theme.
Zoom to unmute myself. It is a nautical theme, so smooth sailing is the theme.
So yeah, bring your I don't know, like watch some Love Boat, and then you can get a better idea of what to wear there.
I went on Amazon last night and just sort of said like what kind of sailing clothes there are. So, and lots of really interesting things came up. So just Google it. And if you're into dressing up, I'm sure there's going to be lots of options for you.
Yeah.
I
Go ahead.
sorry.
Go ahead. No,
I just saw a question about our backpacks allowed, and they are, as far as I know. If you want to bring your laptop with your backpack, yes, it's allowed.
Yeah. Question for Carson Lee is, how do you make digital business cards? And I thought on the app there is a way to scan somebody's, like share your information too. Can you do it that way? Can you explain that a little bit, Carson Lee?
Definitely. So we have a couple of options in the app how to make yourself the most available to others. So when you create an app account, you're going to be asked to fill in your profile. You can also always access this under settings, but you do have a lot of options. So you can add your name, company. There's also a place for links. A lot of people will put in either their LinkedIn, or if you have a Calendly or any other kind of like meetings link that you would want people to use while you're at the conference. A lot of people link those. Besides that, once you're actually in the app, we have two lists of people in the app. So we have the app users, who are people who are using the app and they've opted in. They want to take advantage of as much connection as possible. And then we also have just a static attendee list. So if you're on the home screen of the app and you click people, you'll see the static attendee list, which is just everybody who's in the room, first, last name, their company, which is a great way to just gauge who's at the conference this year. And then if you click app user list, you'll get a list of people who have opted in. And these are folks who you can message, you can share, you can favorite. their profile, which is kind of, I think, what Leanne and Tammy were talking about earlier too. So once you favorited this person or messaged this person, you have everything that they've shared on that profile. So their email, their cell, their, LinkedIn, whatever they've chosen to share. If you're walking around the exhibit hall and you want to really quickly connect with someone, but maybe you're on your way to something else or you're in between sessions, you can also scroll down on the app and you'll see another QR code. This is not the QR code to get into the app. This is not lead generation with our exhibitors and sponsors. This is just for attendees to scan each other if, again, you've both opted in to wanting to be available on the app in this way. And you can favorite and message this person, and it's just a little bit of a quicker way versus going through the app user list. So those are kind of some of the options. I know that can be a little bit of a long-winded explanation, so I'd really encourage you to take a look at the app page. We have a whole video on it that kind of breaks it down a little bit more.
Yeah, thank you. That did help. Yeah, somebody asked about that, so appreciate that. I'll put there's one about a water bottle filler restation, and I just chatted with Peggy to see if we do or not. So I don't have an answer on that one.
And then somebody is asking, are the social events really outside? So can anybody confirm that? That's just what the slide said. So I'm assuming that is accurate.
I think the Wednesday night is maybe partially outside, but I'm not 100% sure.
I am trying to
insight?
confirm with Peggy to see if they are or not. So
I believe the social event is in the aquarium.
yeah.
Okay.
So that would
maybe
be inside the main social event. Yeah.
Okay. Maybe there's like some are inside outside. So just, if you want to be outside, make sure you have a jacket or something. There's a question. This is my first time attending. May I ask, what are the main differences between 2026 and 2025?
Between
we're in St. Louis.
Yeah. I guess last year it was in Orlando. This year it's in St. Louis. But I think the format is generally the same, like the sessions and everything, the main stage, the round tables. The topics are different. Yeah, the topics are different.
The speakers are different.
Speakers are different. Yeah.
So yeah, I think we have like the main hits like food safety culture, environmental monitoring. We have those same topics, but some of the topics that I think I'm looking forward to is one about the recalls. So we have recalls and a summary of the lessons learned from those recalls. Another one is about KPIs and establishing KPIs because we did change the score. So we'll go into scoring changes as well as many sites that establish and use the score as their KPI or their goal metric or whatever. But we have a session on establishing KPIs. So those are some of the differences that we have out there from last year to this year. But Stephanie's right. I think the format is generally the same with breakout sessions and main stage sessions. I love our main stage sessions this year, though, too. We have the other main stage session I'm looking forward to is with Alan Tart. And Alan was with the FDA. And he is sharing about adaptive culture. So looking at food safety culture from a leadership perspective and how to adapt and create adaptive culture as a leader. So it will be a really good main stage session. Mm-hmm.
And I was just going to add that the reason that the format is very similar is due to popular demand. I mean, these are the SQFI takes the feedback and tries to make things better and more interactive for the attendees, and so these are the things that people love. So that's why the format is generally the same.
Justin had a question in the chat. Is there a main stage that does not show up in the regular agenda schedule? No, all of our main stages are in the schedule. And what it will say is room is the grand ballroom. So anything that says grand ballroom, that means it's a main stage session. So it may not say main stage, but look for the room, and that is the grand ballroom. Someone also noted the app requires the event code to create your profile. Yes, you must have that event code. I think we've put it in the chat a couple times, but it's 2026 SQF. Carson Lee just added it again. That is mandatory. And again, that's to make it exclusive. I mean, we want the people that are attending the event to have access to the schedule, to the event material, to the speaker names, to everybody's contact information. So that is why we do require the event code. We also had a question about tips for introverts. So I will tell people I am the most extroverted introvert you have ever met in your whole entire life. I am very much an introvert at heart. So my first SQF conference, and I won't even tell you what year it was because that was a long time ago. I walked into it and I thought, I literally don't know anyone here. What am I going to do? And I just forced myself to walk up to large groups of people and say, hi, I'm Tammy. And everybody's got their badge on, so you know their names, and just walk up and introduce yourself. Some people will have ribbons on, and you are always welcome to find somebody with an SQF badge and walk up and say, hey, I'm from this site, or I'm an auditor or whatever, and we will absolutely have a conversation with you and happy to introduce you to people. So please, please, please reach out. Carson Lee even emphasized the app is great for introverts, and also take advantage of those group discussions like the round tables, like the knowledge swaps, because you're forced to be in a place with people that have a similar interest. So what better way to start a conversation? Okay.
And I was just about to add that too. We intentionally put the knowledge swaps on day one. So this gives you an opportunity to go ahead and meet some of your fellow food sector categories, so you're able to better connect with and network with some of the individuals that are already in your field. So take advantage of those knowledge swaps. We intentionally built that agenda to create gatherings, to create connections on day one, and then attending the welcome as well. The welcome event and the happy hour and the social event gives you an opportunity, and you will meet other introverts, and I think you all connect, so it'll be fine. Yes.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
I see a
one of the
question here.
oh, yep. No, go. You
Sorry,
go.
just trying to catch all these great
Yep.
questions. Stephanie asks, can sessions be recorded like with a personal mini recorder? And I believe, yeah, what do we feel about that?
Well, if you're asking for permission, I'd say no. So that it's a permission and you're asking, and we would, the idea is that people have not consented to being recorded or videotaped or whatever. So in that aspect, we would say, since you're asking for permission, and I would say that we would probably discourage that type of behavior.
Yeah. Someone also asked if there was an online session or virtual session, and we kind of touched on this. So we don't record our sessions. The SQF conference is an in-person event, and we do market it as that. So we do not provide opportunities for online or virtual. We encourage people to come. So until you've been there on site, as Leanne said, she loves the energy, and you just can't get that from a virtual or an online session. But we also have a question about, will the categories follow edition 9 or 10? And Ellen says, if you know, you know. There are changes to edition 10. You can certainly go wherever you're comfortable going, but for example, honey is in the same room as FSC 18, And we actually did that last year in anticipation of some Edition 10 changes. But I think you'll get something out of it, regardless of whether you go to FSC 18 or FSC 19, knowing that those are the two food sector categories that are going to change a little bit for Edition 10. Leanne, thoughts on that?
Yeah, no, I know Ellen asked because she worked
She
on
was on
the working group for
yeah.
the appendices. Yeah. So Ellen, that's why she also did the glossary item. So if you actually need a definition, you can look up Ellen. Ellen is our Webster of SQF. Yes. So one of the questions that did come out though is, will edition 10 be available at the conference? Will it be available before the conference? And I can happily say that yes, edition 10 is coming out next week. So be on the lookout. We will be sending out notifications, but it will party. Yeah, I don't know who's doing the party, but yeah, I'm with you 100%. Loves and parties and hand claps and high fives for everybody. But yes, we edition 10 is coming out next week. So take a look at that. That is really, again, I think a big reason why a lot of you are coming. And it's such a great opportunity to talk about it, to see how we're going to address some of the changes, how we can move food safety forward. I'm really proud of what Edition 10 is and what we've done into the changes and the new experience that you'll get when you go onto our website with the digital downloads. And it is just going to be a really good experience and a great user experience. So we made a lot of different changes to it, but I don't think anything that nobody is ready for or prepared for. So we're moving food safety forward, and that's what we did with Edition 10. So I'm really excited about it.
Ellen, we will always have the grand finale where we release the name of the city we are going to in 2027 at the town hall, I believe. And so you will just have to wait one more week and a half, 2 weeks, I guess. We'll release 2 weeks from today where we're going to be in 2027. And I am very excited. So it's a city we've never been to before. So,
but I agree, Toronto is a great city. So
it is a good city. It is, absolutely.
There's one last question here. Daniel says, I'm in the dairy sector. Are there gatherings that I can attend and learn from other professionals that are within the dairy sector? So I know the answer to that, but I'm going to let Tammy answer it.
FSC 10. So look for that knowledge swap, and that is where you will find your people. They will, your dairy people will be in that FSC 10 knowledge swap. So find them. Someone did ask about schedule. So when you go on the app, big green banner says agenda. So click on that agenda. It'll then take you to where you can browse by day, by presentation. You can find a speaker, but that's where you will find the little stars beside each of the events. And you just click on that star and it will highlight that on your agenda. It will add to your agenda. And then you can get notifications so that you don't forget when things are starting. Okay. Yeah, so check that out because I do my own agenda to make sure I don't miss where I'm supposed to be because that could happen. I get to talk.
Midway 10 is the room. So
The room
for
number.
FSC 10. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I
All
feel like
right.
we have two sort of outstanding questions. One is about the refillable water bottles, and one is confirmation on the events being indoor outdoor. So we need to get that information and distribute it somehow.
I don't those are two. They're just wait and sees.
Okay.
You know, bring a coat.
Yes. Yeah.
Bring a coat to prepare, and my guess is there will be water available that typically hotels, but I can't commit, but I'm sure there will be some kind of. But
I do know we have water stations typically throughout where you can get a cup of water. But as Leanne said, most hotels have water bottle refill stations.
Pro
So
tip, if you go to the fitness room, they always have water refilling stations. So that is where I always refill my water bottles, is going into the fitness room. So the fitness room of any hotel, that's just a pro tip. In all my worlds of travel, I go to the fitness center and there is always a water station there. So that's where I fill my water bottles.
Good tip, Leanne.
Mhm.
I've just scanned through the app. I am not seeing any events that's indicating they are outside. So everything has like expo hall or ballroom or room numbers assigned to it. So I'm just not seeing anywhere where
I'm
it
one I'm
says
wondering if that was a leftover from last year when the event was
when
outside.
it was
This
outside
may be a slightly
and it
recycled
was cold.
presentation.
Yeah, I don't see anything indicated on the app that it's not inside of a room.
Yeah,
So I think we're good.
yeah, I think so too.
I would be prepared either way, since we do not have confirmation. So don't want anybody to
Yeah,
be
don't
like,
show up
Tammy
and
said, yeah, Tammy
Tammy
said,
said,
yeah. So,
because Tammy is cold natured, so Tammy
yeah,
will have a coat just
yeah.
in case. So
I think we got everybody's questions, and we appreciate you all spending this hour with us, and getting excited about SQF Unites. I cannot wait to see you. And as Tammy said, stop by, say hello, and we would love to put uh, names to the faces, and the just, yeah, faces to the names, not names to the. I was like, that doesn't make sense. Faces to the names here on there. So, any other parting thoughts from anybody? No?
See you there.
See you there. Yeah.
Be there.
Thank you, everybody. You have a wonderful rest of your day and a great weekend.